Here we go. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody had a safe and happy New Year. The weather here was crap, so I don't imagine a lot of people out did some stuff, but maybe some did. So between the crap weather and the COVID, maybe a lot of people stayed home. But it's a sports talk Sunday here with me. I'm David. This is my brother Ray, and we are.
Preachers from the bleachers.
That's right. So here we go. Once again, we're here every week. Try to be at least on YouTube. You can check us out on anchor.fm/preachers from the bleachers, which goes out to Spotify, and
Spotify.
a couple other podcast sites or whatever. But leave us some comments or questions or whatever if you want to. We'll talk back. So we just enjoy our time here talking some sports and having a good chat. So without further ado, we'll hit the hot hand and talk about the college football playoff this weekend.
Mm.
Bama and Notre Dame. First game up. Bama and Notre Dame. What you think, Ray?
I'm still waiting for Notre Dame to show up.
Oh, well, I mean,
they
my
didn't.
opinion is they should not have been in that game.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think we hit this last week. It is what it is. They didn't deserve to be there. You know what I mean? Like in my opinion, people just love Notre Dame, so they get what they get. The coach act like they played a great game. He was, he had a lot of praise for his team and telling the fans of Notre Dame, we'll be back next year. Don't worry, it's just a step or whatever. They ain't gonna be nowhere near the playoffs. Like they could say, the committee could say the committee that puts these games together could say whatever they want to say. You lost to Clemson with sunshine, and then you went into the playoff and you didn't look well. It didn't look good at all. So there's a good chance that if the same exact situation come up next year, they will not be picking Notre Dame as the fourth team in.
well, I don't know if that Notre Dame is actually going to be the ACC this year. I think they joined the ACC this year so they can have a conference schedule, right? I mean, they've been in ACC in basketball a long time, but they've always been independent in football because they
They
want to, be able to play Michigan and UCLA and Stanford and whoever the hell they want to play.
but
But
they
they joined the,
also they play a half ACC schedule
do
anyway.
they?
Yes,
Well, so
they
I looked at
the
this.
bottom half.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't they don't play the top ACC teams. They
right.
play a bottom half of the ACC football teams
Yeah, I mean, I
this
looked
year.
at their schedule, and like 7 of their 10 wins had to be against like the worst teams in the ACC.
Mhm.
I mean, so yeah, they're 10-1, but they played a bunch of bottom feeders, and so I don't think the ACC is a great football conference anyway. You got Clemson there every once in a while. Miami shows up again. They used to be great, not so much anymore, but occasionally. So you got maybe two teams there that are great football teams. Florida State was a long time ago too, but come on, man, Duke, North Carolina, Wake Forest,
What you mean? Duke produced top five quarterbacks. What are you talking about, man?
one top five quarterback.
Okay. Well,
So
all right.
uh, they produced Jamison Crowder. Crowder's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but I mean that's
He could play
if
quarterback.
if that's the grand total of your contributions to the NFL, you're not a great football team, not program. So, but yeah, Clemson shouldn't have been there. I was kind of disappointed in Bama. I thought they were going to run that score up, but they did not. I was predicting like 64-14. It ended up being what, 31-14?
Yeah, you jumped the gun. You said Clemson ain't supposed to be. We're talking about Notre Dame. You
I'm
don't think?
sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. But I
I
mean,
had that
Clemson,
highlighted. Notre
Clemson,
Dame to Bama.
Clemson did not look good anyway. Did they deserve to be there too?
Uh, I think based on previous, I think they deserve to be there based on history, and they had a good year. The one game they lost against Notre Dame was Sunshine missing and what 3 or 4 defensive players missing. So yeah, I think they deserve to be there, but they just got crunched. Ohio State, I think, looked better than a lot of people thought they would.
Dabo
Fields did a
lost that
great
game.
job. Dabo what?
Dabo, Dabo Sweeney lost again. But I know what he said about ranking Ohio State 11, but clearly Ohio State took that to heart. I mean, it was. I mean, if you didn't think it mattered in the game, you knew afterwards when players in the locker room doing the celebration they ain't even take they were mad at the coach, but they took it out on the players on the field. Like the one kid say, Dabo, he said, if 11, what that make you? 12? I replayed it about 700 times, man. I'm just like, that's a good point. But he know better than that, man. Shut your mouth. You ain't giving. He even said, I know this will give them bulletin board material. His reasons for ranking them 11 may have been pure in his mind, but as the head coach of Clemson, it was the wrong thing to do. It was just the wrong thing to do. You should have. I mean, he say I put them at 11 because, well, everybody that played 9 games or more, I put them in the top 10. Like they only played 6 games. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not their fault, but that's how I see it. Well, with the opportunity, knowing that the opportunity might come up where you might have to play them in this playoffs, it's the wrong thing to do. It's just the wrong thing to do as a coach. He admitted that it would give them bulletin board material. Yeah. Hey man, I like the quarterback at Ohio. I love Fields, but 6 the man has 6 incompletions and 6 touchdowns. Is the wrong. Let this be a lesson for all coaches. I don't care what level you play at. Shut your mouth. You don't talk until after the game. Like, don't say. Even after the game, coaches always say great things about people they blew out by 100 points. Oh, it was a tough game. Oh, yeah, because they worried about hey, might have to play them again, 15 years from now when they might be good. Like, yeah. they worried about it after the game, and you had the audacity to. I think Dabo just kind of tripped over his own feet right there, man. Like, and then after the game, to say that didn't have nothing to do with it.
Well, I can't disagree with anything of what you're saying there, but to one of the points you made earlier, they did play 6 games, and 2 of those were ranked, like Indiana and Northwestern. And this COVID season just really jacks up. So I can't blame Dabo for saying, I see him as 11. That's giving him some credit, but yeah, you're right. Don't give him any bulletin board material. But in his mind, he may not have been smack talking them. He'd been saying, hey, with 6 games, I'd say they're about 11. Maybe that's not really smack talk.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
He admitted that that's not what it was. He's just saying it's, because of COVID. He said all these reasons. There's teams that played 9 games or more. I just got to give them, basically, he didn't say these words, but this is how I interpret it. I'm giving everybody else some love. I said the same thing. Don't put Notre Dame in, put Cincinnati in. It's a COVID year. There's no better other time. Like this, you could put whoever you wanted to put in, except for Notre Dame. And it would have been fine. You could have just said, due to COVID, like, let's give Cincinnati a chance. Dabo did the same thing. It just backfired. it just backfired. It's not Ohio State fault that 2 of their games got canceled. They would have had 8-9 games.
They would have, but would they have won? Probably. We don't know. It's just.
But listen,
if in a year they were going to do 8 teams in, they should have done this year.
Oh, it's going to 16. So we could discuss this at another time. I heard some of the people that do this for a living. They said, "Oh, it's going to 16." Like it ain't even like
they're not even stopping at 8. They're going straight from 4 to 16.
Straight to 16. It don't matter whether you do 4, 8, 16. You could do. Hey, the NCAA tournament do 66 games, 68 now. Somebody 69 always mad. Somebody gonna get left out. It don't matter how many you put in. Somebody will always be comparable enough to say, "Well, I'm just as good as the last dude that got in," and that's gonna be true. You can't put them all in. Wasn't it Coach K that said, "Let's just have a tournament with everybody this year"?
Yes,
that was Coach K. So like it's COVID. Just put everybody in.
Well, the thing with the NCAA basketball tournament is like, okay, there's 6 rounds, and then there's a play-in round. So if you just expand that play-in round and run it like the NIT, there's like a home game for whoever's seated higher or whatever, basically, then you've got 128 teams, and you haven't even added a round. It's still the same round. So I don't know. That's not such a bad idea. Then everybody can say, hey, we got our shot.
We had our shot.
And boy, the interest in a real Cinderella would be awesome. I mean, a real Cinderella, like, hey, he wouldn't have made that 64, but he was like, number 92 somewhere and won like 3 games. And now he's in the Sweet 16 and everybody's rooting for him and buying their merchandise. And
basketball is the only place that could happen. There's no way. It never happened in football.
Yeah.
Sam Houston State will never, beat Alabama in a playoff. You know what I mean? And if they just so happen to beat Alabama, they're not going to win 3-4 games. We have already seen Florida Gulf Coast go all the way to the final. Nobody know who they were. We had to look up on the map what city and state they were. Yeah, we didn't know. So we know in basketball this is possible. So having somebody, number 92, man, number 92 got a real shot in basketball.
Yeah. So it's like Lehigh beating Duke a few years ago with C.J. McCollum. Remember, I was like, who is this cat, man? I remember watching C.J. McCollum beat up on Duke, and I was like, that guy's going pro. I mean, he's got moves, he's got shots, that guy's a baller right there.
And he might not be in the NBA without that game, without that victory.
Maybe not.
It put him on the map. Put him on. I mean, Colin Sexton literally had the skill, but we didn't know Colin Sexton could play, even though he had a NBA coach coaching him at Alabama. But when we watched Colin Sexton put up 30 points playing 3 against 5, this kid can ball. You know what I mean? Like, you're a shot maker. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. CJ and especially Colin in his situation, that was an opportunity to be seen. Like, you want to play. A lot of people recruit this way. I know they do in football. So a lot of times football will say, well, no, I'm not Miami. I'm not Florida. We're Florida Atlantic. But you know what? We're going to play those guys. So you'll have an opportunity to be seen.
That's right.
Playing those, you see what I'm saying? So a lot of people recruit in the way of like, we playing a tough schedule, basically. Tough schedule gives you an opportunity.
And that's why top programs play smaller schools sometimes, to help them out and that kind of thing, too. I know that's why Duke does it when they play guys like Elon and folks like that. So, but on college football, just one other thing I wanted to say, kind of along the lines of Ohio State playing 6 games. There was I had it last week, the bowl of the day was the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Mayonnaise is a sponsor of bowl. That's right, mayonnaise, and it was 4-4 Wake Forest against 3-3 Wisconsin. 2 500 teams.
COVID
and COVID. But 5. I mean, so there were a lot of other teams out there that weren't 500. They were better than that. They just big names.
But if you have
that's pathetic.
All the teams that's playing in bowls with a 4-6 record or below 500 record. They didn't get the requisite 6 wins. They should have been like Duke Mayonnaise Bowl sponsored by COVID. Like, it should all be sponsored by COVID. Like, you only hear because there was a pandemic going on, so you didn't have enough games. We didn't have enough 6-win teams. So here you go. But I heard Duke's Mayonnaise is the bomb, though, man. While you playing, like,
I'm not a mayonnaise fan.
I ain't never. What? White people love mayonnaise.
What is that?
You ain't never heard that?
No.
You gotta go see Undercover Brother with Eddie Griffin.
I've seen it.
Yes, that's when I found
where he's spinning in the car and doesn't spill a drop of his orange drink.
You better not spill a drop. No, but that's
Sister Girl and who's white?
Smart Brother.
What was Denise Richards' name? That white. I forgot.
She Devil,
something like that. White She Devil.
Yes. God bless her.
Yeah.
Oh, I praise to the White She Devil, though. It is what it is.
Well, she doesn't look that good now. She's had a lot of plastic surgery and does not look natural anymore.
Well, let me look. I'm gonna look. You keep talking. I'm gonna look her up.
You look her up.
She looked good then. She
did look good then. That's why Charlie Sheen married her. Had a couple kids with her.
See, man, y'all be saying stuff, man. I hate when people tell me stuff I don't know. Because now she nasty. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know nothing about her now.
Yeah. That's why I'm not a big. I was a big fan of her back when she was a Bond girl. After that, she married Charlie Sheen. I was done with her.
Oh, see, I don't keep up with all that, man.
So yeah, to me, she's kind of like Mayo.
But she's kind of, but definitely in that movie, that's where they talk about when he was kind of being a sellout part of the movie, and he asked for mayonnaise, and I was like, damn, I love mayonnaise. I didn't know that was a white people thing.
I know a whole lot of people that don't like mayonnaise. No, but anyway, so that was the Duke's Mayo Bowl, the worst condiment for a terrible bowl. That's my thought.
Mayo is effing delicious, man. What you talking about, man? Especially Miracle Whip. Not the same though. Don't let me tell you right now. Miracle Whip and mayo is not the same thing. Just so y'all know.
What's the difference?
One is salad dressing. One isn't.
By name. What is the actual difference in the product? Not
sugar.
There's sugar in Miracle Whip?
Yes, it's sweeter.
Okay. There you go.
I wasn't trying to tell that part because I like Miracle Whip. You know what I mean? Like I was, you know what I mean? Like a brother over here trying to lose weight. I didn't want to talk about my sugar intake.
All right. So we're talking about college football, and we got a lesson in mayonnaise and Miracle Whip. So
yes.
All right. Moving on to the NBA. So a couple teams. Let's see. I was thinking about the Nets. The Nets aren't looking so good so far. They're 3-3. Boy, they had a couple dominant games, and now they're looking not great. They've had a couple bad games after that.
Well, it's two things with that though, Dad. First one is Steve Nash sucks as a coach. That's part joke and part might be true. He might be still trying to work out his own kinks. This is his first time, as you mentioned, before we started recording. But the other thing is everybody trying to say, oh, they're going to be in the championship. They're going to, you know what I mean? We've seen this before. Miami didn't ran right off the jump either. You have to cohesion matters. Coming together, but like that matters huge. And guess what? Now they don't have Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah,
they damn sure can't win it without Spencer Dinwiddie.
But
your deep bench no longer deep with that one guy.
It's still pretty damn deep. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not worried about the Nets. I still think they're coming out of the East. I think they're struggling to start. I don't know about Steve Nash as a coach. This is his first assignment. Maybe he's getting it all worked out. You're right. But when you got talent like Kyrie and KD and Jared Allen and Karis LeVert, and okay, Dinwiddie's not there anymore. But I mean, you got some guys in there that, I mean, 3-3 is not something I expected them to be. But I'm not worried about them. I still think they're coming out of the East.
I think they at where they supposed to be. I mean, like, I don't think they're only going to be 4 or 5. They're not going to be 1, 2, or 3. That cohesion matters. Like, Boston been playing together for a minute. You know, you know what I mean? Like I guess the biggest thing is that really is nobody in the East other than Boston is really been playing together. So I guess they could be higher than 4. Philly is kind of new just because they got a new coach. They brought in some shooters.
They're kicking it though. They're 5-1.
Indiana they've been playing together for the most part. So, and that's probably why they're in second. But if you want to talk about people being 3-3 and shocking, man, I don't know where Orlando came from. I know Cleveland is like 4-2 right now, but
yeah.
But Orlando, man, we routinely talk about how bad we talk about shipping Harden out to Orlando just so he wouldn't be in on winning squad. Right now, they balled. I call it the Cole Anthony effect.
The Cole Anthony effect. Let me see. Who they played. So they beat Miami, beat Washington twice. Is that right? Beat Washington twice.
They beat none of them. Those are not high quality victories.
Oklahoma City, they beat. No, they won one and lost one.
Butler was not playing when they beat Miami. That's why Miami looks so horrible right now. They don't have Jimmy Butler on the court.
None of those are quality wins.
And they're experimenting with their lineup. Um, they're bringing Goran Dragic off the bench, which that doesn't make sense when Jimmy is. I don't know what these people doing. Like, I mean, like we talk about Steve Nash and his possible ability to coach and maybe not coach, but he got people on his staff though. He got D'Antoni on the bench.
Yeah.
At the very least, not that I would think Steve Nash need help coaching offense, but if you do, like you got a guy that know offense. You know what I mean? Like there's
Well,
two guys on the court that know offense. So if they losing, I don't know how they lose it. Like I said, that cohesion matters. If you start when they have to play Indiana or Boston, that's probably this early in the season. Those potential losses are greater. It's a greater chance they can lose those games.
yeah. I still think the Nets are coming out of the East, so we'll see. But yeah, they're deep. I mean, they got stars to play. They got the second team with Karis LeVert leading your second team. I mean, you're going to outscore virtually every other second team out there, pretty much. I mean, I can't think.
Other people got a 6-man too, but when you had Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert,
Yeah,
I got
and Jared Allen.
Somebody got to score.
Yeah,
I mean, like you say, Jared Allen, or they don't make a difference between me, Jared Allen or DeAndre Jordan. Like whether either one of them in the game, they both affect the game in the same way. If it was me, I would definitely be trying to trade. You don't need two of those.
why not have that guy on your second team? Then I mean, your second team blows out every other second team.
Obviously, if they're 3-3, it obviously ain't working.
Well, I don't know what's working. I
so
I don't know what's not working.
You don't need two of them if you're only going to be 500. You don't need two defensive centers who get rebounds.
Well, like you said, it's early, so I don't expect them to be 500, and honestly, probably neither do you. But you know,
I don't know. New York is shocking too. While we on the subject, Julius Randle. Is there another New York?
No.
Like with Julius Randle. I mean, I always thought him good. We watched him play in high school, but he'd look all-star good. Like if the all-star game had to happen 10 games or less, he would have to be the best. He balled.
He was looking like that last year a little bit too, which is why I picked him up in the fantasy. But and I got him like way late too, like maybe 8th or 9th round or something like that.
Could have got him in free agency if you wanted to. Nobody,
I was like, why is this guy still out there? But yeah, I knew he was going to be pretty decent. I mean, he looked pretty decent last year.
It's the numbers, but see, the difference is in the numbers is you can be a 20-10 guy and your 20-10 come in garbage time. You know what I mean? Like he has his 20-10 has an effect on the game throughout the whole game.
Yeah,
like he making people better right now. Like, and that's high level NBA play.
Well, in garbage time, they sit him down. So other guys come in.
I'm saying throughout his career,
yeah,
it's always been, maybe 18-8, 17-7, somewhere with those kinds of numbers. But it hasn't always been. It's been about me getting my numbers. Now he's scoring. When you score and where you score matters, and that's where he at right now. And it looks like he just has he's actually. His play is actually affecting the game more than it did before. Like, I mean, you already know this. Like, you don't have to score to affect the game.
No, but he's on teams before. He's been like the second or third guy, right? I mean, he's probably. He's probably the number one guy in New York right now.
He ain't never been less than the third, but he the number one guy based on his play. But you know how this works. We picked you up in free agency. Last year, they tried to run through Barrett, even as a rookie. Now they just saying, who's the best player on the team? Let's go through that guy. And it just happens to be Julius Randle. And and you know this too, your situation matters. You know what I mean? Like like one coach come in and different GM come in and they say, hey, this is what we doing. It don't matter if Randle is better than Barrett. If you get a new GM and a new coach and they say we going through this guy because we picked him so high. You see what I'm saying? This year, they're just saying, hey, this is the best guy. Let's run through the best guy. Let the other guy develop. Eventually, he might be the best guy, but he ain't right now. So,
the Knicks are still 3-3, but that's
who thought they would be 3-3?
I don't know.
Yeah, 0-6.
I wouldn't have thought that.
What's changed from their roster from this year and last year?
Because, like you said before, man, in basketball, it's a one-game deal, man. You're good or you're not. I mean, I don't expect anybody to be 0-6, honestly. I mean,
I do.
Even the worst team in the league can, you can win 2 out of the first 6 games, depending on who's on your schedule.
Washington just got to win, and they got Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal.
So yeah, they're 1-5.
They just got that win. We could be talking about an 0-6 team right now. I mean, but they probably the most biggest disappointment in the NBA. You got Russ. Who's the biggest disappointment?
Denver Nuggets 1-4. Come on, man.
But that's that we could fix that problem.
We could fix that, but you would not have thought this.
No,
start off the season.
No. But you can't name a bad team in the West though. Everybody in the West can ball, bro. Everybody. Golden State is 2-3, and Stephen Curry is playing. Yeah. Like
they miss Clay.
They miss a lot. Steph Curry is playing. We found out that Wiseman can play this game of basketball, a man's game, even
Wiggins
with his late
is terrible.
Show. Wiggins is horrible. Wiggins is on the way out, brother.
He needs to be in the G League.
He ain't that bad. He ain't got no heart, man. We didn't talk about this before. He don't got no heart.
We'll send him down to Oz to find a heart then.
He need to go.
G League being Oz. Get Dorothy to lead him down to Oklahoma.
I promise you that dude will retire before he play in the G League. He don't care. Like he doing this for a paycheck, bro. And he don't play. He play with his God-given athletic ability, and that is it. He don't play. He ain't got no. If somebody shake him and dunk on him, he'll be like, well, it's just part of the game. Like, he don't feel no personal disrespect. Like, hey, man, I can't let this guy get at me like that. He don't. He play for a paycheck. He don't play for nothing. He don't play for his teammates. He don't play for the love of the game. That dude play for a paycheck. One day, Wiggins, and I honestly, in my opinion, might be soon, because I'm sure I'm not the only person that see it. He gonna be sitting at the crib at 32 thinking, man, what did I do?
If he's playing for a paycheck, then his next contract should be 100% incentives. 100%.
I don't think he should get a next contract.
Well, you said he's probably gonna.
No. I'm saying that's why I said 32. He's never gonna play that long. I mean, you got to remember he came 1 year. I think he played at Kansas, so he ain't old at all. I'm saying this could be his last contract. I don't know if he got a year left or 2 years left, but this could be his last contract, because I don't see him saying he's not going to take the Grant Hill or the Derrick Rose route and say, hey, man, I love this game. I know I got paid a lot. Yeah, I'll play for $2 million and be a role player. He ain't going to do it.
$2 million, a lot of money. Maybe not to him, but to you and me, that's retirement money.
Yeah, you give me $2 million, I ain't never work again. I got so many, man, no. But to him, he already set for life. So what's his motivation? Which is what I'm saying. Like, he don't have it. He don't have it. It's a job. He go to that job. You love your job currently more than he love his.
You're probably right. So more surprises in the NBA. I think I'm surprised that the Phoenix is up at number 1 in the West right now. I thought they'd be good this year. They're going to make the playoffs. Right now, I didn't think they'd be at number 1. I don't think they're going to finish at number 1 in the West, but no
bad teams there.
No,
it's just no bad teams in the West. Like, I mean, at best, they're average. There's no like, oh my God, you just suck. Like, you don't want to watch them. Like, you'll watch Minnesota just to see the number 1 pick, to see if he really the number 1 pick. He kind of flash. He got some moves, right? You watching Golden State because Curry is on the court. You watching. Denver's still exciting, even though they're 1-4. Who doesn't want to watch a big man score triple doubles, right? Probably the least most exciting team is probably Oklahoma City Thunder right now, but they are 2-3. But there's no horrible teams where you just. I mean, there are no Chicago Bulls in the West.
I sure thought my Mavericks would be better than this.
No, without KP, they ain't.
Even without KP, I mean, they played pretty well without KP last year. In the bubble, he led them in the bubble.
Horrible. That roster is horrible without KP.
It wasn't before.
Luka makes the roster look better, man.
Last year, we had all-world role players. This year, I don't know what's changed so much, but they're not playing like they were. Last year without KP, we played pretty well.
Because your players got to get better. Like
they got to hit the shots.
You got to be able to handle success, though. You see what I'm saying? Like people that listen, Luka Doncic came in as an MVP favorite, not just me saying this, but people are aware of that. So like when they see you coming and they come at like, oh, okay, they ramp up a little bit, man. We playing Luka Doncic and the Mavs. Right, so they ramp up to play you, and you didn't improve last year. If you one of these role players and you came back the same, you didn't improve your game. Your jumper didn't get better. Your ball handling didn't get better, and now people ramped up to play you. That's a negative. So they ain't doing it. They ain't doing what they need to do.
Not hitting shots. I mean, I've watched the games. Those 3-point shots that they hit that were wide open last year, they're just not hitting them. For whatever reason, I mean, they're open shots. They're just missing. So, we got rid of Seth Curry, excuse me. So he was a great shooter from outside, hit nearly 50% of his threes.
You miss JJ.
Do I?
You miss JJ. Y'all miss JJ Barea.
Stop it. When he gets a joke. Listen, not to you though. Listen, when he gets on the court, stuff happens.
So bring him back, Dave.
I don't disagree. He is a leader, and when he gets on the court, people sit up and start playing better. I mean, he's a little floor general. The
Mavericks, the ills to all the Mavericks' problems, the fix to all their problems is JJ Barea. That's what you just said.
That is not what I said.
That's what I said. Said yeah.
You said bring him back, and I said, yeah, okay. You didn't say he's the fix to all your problems. I didn't say that. You said that. Maybe I didn't hear you say that.
I'm saying with or without JJ Barea and no KP, they still who they are right now. That don't change nothing.
Yeah, I think they're a little better.
They're
2-3 right now. Maybe they're 3-2. Who knows? But I mean, people play better when he's on the floor. It happens. I've watched it time and time and time again.
You talking about JJ Barea back in 2011? Because they're okay. All right, 2011. Because
even a couple years ago,
not last year. Because if it was true,
he didn't play almost all last year. So the year before, yes,
not last year. That's what I just said.
The year before that. Well, he didn't play last year.
So obviously not last year. So he didn't help because he was hurt. Whatever. Injuries are part of the game.
Oh, that's true.
He didn't help.
But every time he's ever been on the floor, people play better when he's there.
JJ played when he's on the floor.
JJ plays better. Other guys play better. He makes the right plays. He sucks in the defense and gets the ball to an open guy who hits a shot. Yeah, I mean, that's JJ Barea. That's why he's been in this league for so long at 5'9".
That dude ain't no 5. Now don't be saying that.
Well, okay, how tall is he? Whatever his height is. I'm not going to argue about his height with you. Whatever. It might an inch or two off. Who gives a crap? That's a stupid thing to argue about.
Dave.
What?
JJ is a winner, man. Let's just leave it at that.
All right.
Because he's married to Miss Puerto Rico.
Yeah. She is hot.
That's the only thing matter. That's what makes JJ a winner.
To you.
Well, that's his only contribution to the team.
Yeah, okay.
We get to look at Miss Puerto Rico.
All right. Moving on. NFL. Not a lot I got to say about the NFL. Washington released Dwayne Haskins. Okay. We know Ron Rivera didn't like him for some reason, whatever his deal is, whatever. That didn't work out. I'm sure he's going to get picked up somewhere else. Where do you think he's going to go?
I don't know, but I'm sure people production versus profession, being professional. Apparently, Dwayne Haskins was not a professional. I mean, one of those people relying on his talent doesn't realize that you do have to study and understand and be able to read defenses in the NFL to be a good quarterback in the NFL, to be an average quarterback. I'm trying really hard I just don't like Ron Rivera. I don't. And as a whole, the NFL keeps quarterbacks a lot worse than Dwayne Haskins. So I'm not gonna pick on. I'm not gonna make the whole NFL and Washington be. I'm trying to separate. But even when I separate, I mean, like I don't like Ron Rivera, so it's still gonna be negative.
Right.
I don't know if he should have. To me, he tried. I don't know. He made. Look, it could go either way for Dwayne. At this point, let's just talk about the future. It's up to Dwayne at this point to be. He said he's gonna be a better man and a better football player. That's a good start, right? So now you need an opportunity. He fired his agent. Might be a good thing, but hire the best agent you can, right? Because you need somebody to go speak for you, right? So you want to hire that guy, and you want that guy to pitch your services to the Patriots.
I can see that. Yeah.
You ready to be professional? That's what you said. You said I'm gonna be a better man and a better quarterback. You said man first. So if that being the case, you can't be. There is no more professional place to be than the Patriots. If you're ready to do that, if you're not ready to do that, then you should not call the Patriots. Your agent should not call the Patriots, because that will be the end of your career. Let's just be realistic. Quarterback is hard to play. So if you say, you know what, I'm still gonna be a 23-year-old kid and do 23-year-old stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what you do, don't go to the Patriots, because you can still go somewhere else, screw up, and get a third chance. You see what I'm saying? But if you go to the Patriots, ain't gonna be no third chance if you screw up over there, because the league, everybody, fans, media, people in the NFL, we look at the Patriots different. We know that, hey, it's all about business over there. Ain't no fun over there. Tom Brady has mentioned it a couple times this year while he is in Tampa. Like, you know what I mean? It's business. So if you're ready to be a grown man and do grown man, then you go to the Patriots and let Bill Belichick do what he do.
My deal with that is this. I'm not sure that Dwayne Haskins is going to get a contract before sort of the beginning of next year, because this is why. Because, one, I don't think there's more than a handful of he might get a backup contract.
That's all he needs.
So, but there's not more than a handful, maybe 5 or 6 teams that actually don't have their quarterback right now. And even if it's a bad choice like Phillip Rivers or whatever, they're probably going to roll with Phillip Rivers next year. It's not going to be. They're not going to.
It's a bad choice.
Well, I mean, I like Phillip Rivers. Don't get me wrong, but he's getting old. Whatever.
That would be a good place too.
Well, I mean, as a backup, that's what I'm saying.
Well, he's not getting a starting job, Dave.
Right. That's what. Okay. So, but
that's not even a play.
Well, you're talking about going to the Patriots like he's going to be a starter at the Patriots.
You never heard me say starter, but
I mean, because I don't think Cam Newton's going to be a starter there next year.
That's correct, but no, I do not. I think it's done for Cam. He'll be in an NFL booth somewhere.
So why wouldn't the Patriots be looking for a starter instead of Dwayne?
They would be looking for a starter, but it's still the Patriots. I mean, like, they dumped Bledsoe for Brady. Like, there is no starter in New England, but just because you go there don't mean you're the starter. Don't matter who, it doesn't matter. Man, they had Cam Newton. They were still talking about playing Brian Hoyer. My point is the Patriots, professionalism, and Haskins. That's all I'm talking about. If you're ready to be a professional, go to the Patriots. And maybe, you know what I mean? And I can't say resurrect your career. You just got drafted in 2019.
Yeah.
Like, so that's not That's not a resurrection.
Well, it's kind of a resurrection if you were a starter and then got benched. And so you're going to the netherworld of being a backup somewhere because you got released.
He had a new coach come in, and the owner that nobody likes finally decided to give the coach some power. And the coach didn't say, "Hey man, that's the direction," and that's fine. But what I'm saying, you played less than 2 years. You got 15 games under your belt. So is it even 15 games? I don't even think he started at a 15 game. My point is, if you're ready to be a professional, go to the Patriots. We'll find out if you can play. Belichick will find out if you can play or not, but you're not going nowhere as a starter.
No.
But if you're willing to be a professional and you actually have the talent that we saw at Ohio State, then that's your best chance to be a starter. That's what I'm saying. But if you he can go to Indianapolis and back up Phillip Rivers and just wait for Rivers to be done. I mean, you could do that.
So let me ask you this, and this just came into my head. So this is kind of I don't know if it's a deep draft for quarterbacks, but it's a decent draft for quarterbacks coming up, right? You study that more than I.
It's probably 5 guys that's going to get drafted now.
Okay, so and there's, like I said, 5 or 6 teams that need quarterbacks. If you're the Patriots, you maybe take a look at Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton ain't leaving Texas.
Think so?
And he will be. He went to TCU. That's what. I know. Like people don't. I think people misunderstand the whole concept that part of the reason why he came to Dallas is because it's kind of home to him. That's where he want to be. Like he might go to Houston, but I don't think the dude actually wants to leave. Listen, Dave, who doesn't want to be a 32-year-old backup? Like I want to. I mean, it's a good living. I don't actually have to get hit. All right, if I have to play, I get it. I'm gonna go play. But I mean, he lived in that. You know this from living in Dallas. There is nothing better in the world than being a good quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys because they're gonna love on you. Or 2, be the backup. I mean, people loved Jason Garrett until he was the coach. They loved him until he was the coach.
Dalton is better than Garrett. And if I'm Dalton, I want to be a starter somewhere.
But you're not. Dalton don't want to be a starter, Dave. He could have been a starter this year, in my opinion. There was a few jobs out there. He could have went to the Bears. If he wanted to be a starter, he could have went to the Bears. They didn't have to trade for Nick Foles. He was a free agent. He could have been a starter. You see what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, he just did. Hey, I think hey, man, I had it up. I'm straight. I'm cool. Now, playing this year and playing effectively, he might reassess that. But last year, he had opportunities to start. He had at least 2 or 3 spots he could have went and compete for the job. But I don't think that's what he wants. If I'm the Patriots, I'm saying this wrong. If I'm a team, period, in need of a quarterback, I don't believe in starting rookies. I don't. Like, I don't care who you are. If you Jacksonville and you draft, excuse me, is it going to be Jacksonville? There's going to be Jacksonville. If you Jacksonville and you drafting Trevor Lawrence next year, you tell me also who the veteran quarterback you're going to have to start the first 8 to 16 games. I'm not putting them in there. Like, you're just not. You need, just like you have to learn when you go from high school to college, the difference. There's a learning curve there. It's not just all football. It's how I check into my hotel room. It's a business. It's like everything matters. Like I don't even know where the quarterback room is, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, where's my playbook? My playbook is, is different. It's so much stuff that you have to catch up on as a quarterback. Whereas if you're a middle linebacker, you can screw up, but that's the guy with the ball. Stop the man with the ball. You see what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah. It's way more to that when you screw up as a quarterback. So I don't care what team you are. If you draft in a quarterback, I would also draft a veteran to take them snaps until you're ready. So I don't.
If I'm a team and I'm taking a number 1 overall pick as a quarterback, I expect him to play starting off.
He should play for all the money. You're like, no doubt. But
it's probably going to be better for him in the long run if he doesn't for a few games. I agree with you on that.
we've seen people do it both ways, right? So we seen Troy Aikman go 1-15 and get just beat up, and then
Dan Marino lit the world on fire as a rookie.
I mean, so saying it that way would make me go, tell me who Dan Marino in this draft. Tell me who got that arm and that release. Tell me. And then I'll say, okay, let's go ahead and start him. I don't see that. Man, as soon as you said Dan Marino, I saw him in a Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh uniform. I don't see that quarterback. Even Justin Fields with his 6 touchdowns did not look like Sunshine. You know what I mean? Had a few miscues in that game, but he still threw for 400 yards. I don't see Dan Marino. I don't see a John Elway. I don't see people. I don't see a can't miss prospect.
But I mean, Marino, like I said, lit the world on fire. John Elway was pretty good, but did John Elway look like John Elway his first couple of years? I mean, I can't remember, honestly.
John Elway in his first couple of years probably looked closer to what's the guy's name in Buffalo? He looked more like that guy.
Allen?
He looked like Allen in Buffalo. That's who he looked more like. Literally, the progression and everything. John used to run the ball. People don't remember that. John Elway used his legs back in his early days, right?
He was like a Tebow that could throw.
Yes. It was pain. It's just painful to say the word Tebow and L in the same time.
Which is probably why Elton or Elway drafted him, right? Didn't he draft Tebow? I think he did. I think Tebow went to Denver.
Kind of drafted. I mean, like, what did he draft in the 6th round or something like that?
Yeah. He said, well, I'll take that guy. There's not much left. I'll take him.
These good, 6 and 7th-round picks don't generally make your squad, but yeah.
Right on. So, what do you think about your Bears, man? Are they gonna go anywhere in the playoffs?
Why are they trying to make the playoffs? That's what I don't understand. Like, you started this season at 5-1. You could have been 10-6, maybe 11-5. I get the value of playing in the playoffs, but tell me who on this offensive team gonna be in the playoffs when we legitimately have a none of them. I know there's nobody on this squad unless miracles happen next year in the next 3 years. We ain't winning a Super Bowl. Get better players. You get better players by having a higher draft picks, allegedly. That's the theory anyway. At the point that they went from 5-1 to 5-7 or whatever it was, man, you go out there and you compete, and then you pull whatever you do, whatever you need to do, not to win the game, but not to get people hurt. It's just dumb. Like, we're going into the playoffs, like, because we could lose to Green Bay today, because I think LA Rams is going to beat the Cardinals, which will automatically put us in at 8-8 if we lose to. It just doesn't make good franchise sense to me. Like, because you're going, whatever you are, 8-8, 9-7, you're not that good. Like, this is really, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've talked myself into keeping Matt Nagy as the coach based on this. We're a 4-win team, and he finna get 8 wins out of it, minimum, right? I did not like Coach Nagy, but, you know, as the season come to a close, I realized that this dude can coach. Like, we suck so bad that he managed to get 8 wins. I like that 5-1 was a beautiful thing. I said they was the sorriest 5-1 team to ever play in the NFL. It's true, but them wins do count on your record. The man did a hell of a job. I take back all the fire Matt Nagy, but Pace got to go. Trubisky got to go. Nick Foles got to go.
You guys got to get rid of Trubisky.
The only value we legitimately have on offense, in my opinion, is the tight end. He's slowly but surely developing. Everybody else Montgomery is Cole Kmet.
Commit. That's what I was trying to think of. Commit.
Montgomery is serviceable as a running back, but he should be in a 2 running back system.
Well, I think he would have been, right, if Tariq Cohen hadn't been hurt.
Allen Robinson, he definitely would have been. Allen Robinson is a top 10 wide receiver, but not in crunch time. He just drops balls. He becomes like your third receiver. When you most need him most, he's not a top 10 receiver. He's a top 50 receiver. So with that being said, the defense is there, always has been, right? The rookie where we drafted out of Utah at corner looked like he can be one of the best corners in the league. He ain't there yet. He a rookie, but he showed more than promise. He showed more than flashes. He showed I'm an NFL cornerback. So I love him. I ain't got the defense is there. Yeah, can we put an offense together in the next 2 years, not 3? 3 is too long. While Khalil Mack is still playing at a high level, he ain't playing at this level in 5 years. We don't have 5 years, right?
No.
The Bears do not understand that your defensive window is now, right? Because the only way you're gonna beat Aaron Rodgers, the only way you're going to beat Mahomes, the only way you're going to beat the best quarterbacks is to put pressure and hit him. And we have the people on defense that can do that, but we don't have an offense. But even with that being said, the way that the NFL rules are currently set up, you got to score 30. You can't.
That's true as well.
You can't like, we're trying to stop it. If you're playing Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, you're trying to win this game 32-28. Like you ain't stopping them. You're just slowing them down, or you making a crucial play at that time. We have the defensive players in place to do that currently, but we don't have an offense in place to score 30. So why in the hell are you making the playoffs that puts you in a position not to get these offensive players to where you can score 30?
Let me ask you, would you take Dwayne Haskins over Trubisky?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what you guys are going to do at quarterback this year. Who you're going to pick up, because I know you're going to get rid of
draft BYU's quarterback, Zach Wilson, because the last time we was great, we had a BYU quarterback in Jim McMahon. So that's my we take it. Because I mean, like a damn.
But right now, don't you want somebody more experienced? I mean, if you got that window, don't you want an experienced guy?
Man, in my perfect world, it's Fitzmagic and Zach Wilson. Dude, I can't draft. I'm not going to be in a position to draft Fields or Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence. So I'm looking at quarterbacks that could. If we don't win these doggone games, we actually have the position. We'd be in a position to draft Zach Wilson. I don't know about drafting what's the kid from North Dakota State, Trey Lance. Like I'm one of those people. Like I know you went to a small school. Like I ain't finna mess with that. Like I know Carson Wentz looked good first 2 years. I ain't messing with that. If I'm wrong, fine. I'm wrong. I ain't passing up on Mahomes. I'm passing. Like you see what I'm saying? Like, let me take that back. Nobody saw this coming from Mahomes, but it's not. I'm not gonna pass up on Watson. And right now, Watson would be Sunshine or Fields or both. Yeah. If they fall to you, or if you're able to trade up to get, fine. So who's the best quarterback not from a Division III school that's gonna fall to me or have the opportunity? That's Zach Wilson. But Zach Wilson just kept getting better and better and better and better.
See, to the point that
he's not gonna fall to us at no 25.
But for the Bears right now, that's fine. You can speculate on whoever you're going to draft, but you need somebody with experience right now. Because like you said, you got that window. You got that defense. So if you can't get Fitzmagic, who is your guy that's out there that's going to be a free agent or ready in a trade that you can get that experience and that leadership on offense?
Well, I don't know who the guy is right now without research. But I'm hoping that the Cowboys do stupid shit and let Dak go.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
There was a rumor earlier, like they might. There's a 10% chance, maybe a little less, but
Okay, 10% shot. I don't believe it's going to happen at all, but I
It
bet you
should
money
it shouldn't be done.
if they do, he goes to the Patriots.
I don't care who I am. I would go to the Patriots over the Bears. Duh.
Right.
Like I mean, like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
but money talk and BS walk. And even though he came off an injury, he still wants to be paid. So that ain't what the Patriots do.
That is true. That is
Now,
true. Was
you'd have
Chicago
had a
going to do that?
you'd have had a seat. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, we overpaid for Khalil in drafts and money. like yeah. So yeah. If the Patriots gonna do that, you know what I mean? They'll try to. They're
Well,
professional.
I don't know. After seeing Cam, what Cam did for him, they might
Right.
pay a little
That's
bit
what I'm
more.
saying. I thought Cam was gonna have to come back. Seeing that didn't work out. It's over, Cam. I love you, dog. I love you. Go to the booth. You know what? I say Cam was going to the NFL booth. Pam going to Paris. He gonna be a fashion consultant.
Wow.
Go on out there, do your thing, Cam. Man, I
And
still like
he's gonna get to Paris, and
go.
they're gonna laugh at him like
It's
he's not
done. It's
American.
done. It's done. It's over. It's over. It's over.
Yeah.
But it, yeah, if I'm a quarterback, whatever quarterback I am, if I'm in college right now, I'm thinking, boy, I sure hope I get traded. Man, I want to go to the Patriots. We already saw what you could do with a sorry talent like Tom Brady, a 6th round pick, 199. Man, make me into that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't
But
care
yeah,
who
I
the
mean,
quarterback is. Cam was
draft.
smart, went to the team that's gonna make him a quarterback. But guess
Yeah,
what? You're not a quarterback. You're just an athlete playing quarterback.
did not work for you. Worked for everybody else but you. It worked for Sam Castle, whatever you say his name. It worked for him, but it didn't work for you, Cam.
Matt Castle.
Matt Castle. So I keep going in NBA with that, man. That's Sam Cassell. Matt Castle. You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so good luck with whoever you pick up in free agency this year or trade for or whatever. You guys need a starting quarterback, and I think if you got a starting quarterback, you're a much better playoff team.
Both.
So,
And they both.
all right. So moving on to you suck, man. You got anything for you suck this week?
You suck. The holidays. Just a lot. I mean, it's as enjoyable as my holiday was, spending it with you and the deacons. Um, they stressful. Not just for me. Like it's supposed to be a time of joy, but we stress ourselves out over the gifts. Did we get the right gifts? You know what I mean? Like the logistics of people flying and catching trains and doing all this in the middle of a pandemic. Man, like it's just stressful, man. I see, people getting on planes and getting to their destination and airport people saying you got to quarantine. Like what? Yeah, man. It just seemed like this holiday season was a little more stressful than others. So maybe not the holiday season you get a you suck, just the pains of the holiday season. You get a big old you suck.
Yeah, I can see that. My holiday wasn't near long enough. I need like another 3 or 4 days off to actually accomplish something. So even though I got a couple days off on this holiday and 3 days off on the last holiday, it's still not enough to get everything done. So I just need more time off. Um, for my you suck, I actually have two you sucks,
All right.
and you'll agree with one of these. I think you took a second look at it, but my number one you suck is Wonder Woman 1984.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, boy, not good. Just wasn't. I don't want to spoil it out there for everybody, but I just did not enjoy it. I don't mind a long movie if the plot carries through, if you're interested the whole time. There's like a whole hour in there that you just kind of get to take off, just kind of hang out until something actually happens. So Wonder Woman 1984, you suck.
I'm interested to see what the second one is.
The second one is Ford Roadside Assistance. So my truck broke down. Unfortunately, Ray was driving my truck when it broke down. But it broke down. There's a couple problems with it. So we get out there and I call Ford Roadside Assistance. I've got the premium added package for what is it called? Whatever. They're supposed to come pick you up, right? It's all paid for. It's you call them, hey, it's included in the package. The warranty, it's the extended warranty is what I got in the premium extended warranty. So they're supposed to come pick you up. No, they said we got to charge you $100. I'm like, no, it's covered. No, we don't see that. We got to charge you $100. So I'm sitting there in my truck on a Saturday. So I got to get this done today because they're closed on Sunday and there's a dealership 2 miles away. So they say, okay, we'll be there. They charge me $100. They say we'll be there in 90 minutes. So 3 hours later, I'm still sitting there. The guy finally shows up. I give him the keys to the truck. I've got another vehicle, so I go to the dealership and I say, I'll meet you there. I'm gonna let them know we're coming, blah, blah, blah. So I get to the dealership. I tell them I'm here. I got a problem, blah, blah, blah. Guy shows up with the truck. I'm in the service advisors, and I look out, and this guy is driving my truck. The tow truck driver has taken my truck off of his truck and is driving it. Well, the problem with my truck is that there was no coolant in there. The water pump burst and it couldn't keep any liquids in there. So this guy is driving my truck with no coolant in it. He's driving it to put it into a space. So I go out there and I cuss him out. Like, are you stupid? You MFer, blah, blah, blah. What's wrong with you? I called a tow truck. I could have driven it 2 miles, but I called you because I didn't want to start the truck. So just all kinds of things went wrong with that. They charged me money. I got to call them and try to get that money back because I am covered for this. I even go into the dealership and the dealership goes, yeah, you're covered for that. They should have covered that. Well, they didn't. So I got to get my money back, and that's a pain in the ass. And then this guy might have done more damage to my truck by driving it because he's an idiot. And then they made me wait 3 hours, an hour and a half longer than they told me they would take. So just all in all, roadside Ford assistance, you suck.
Man, that's a good you suck. But since you handing out 2 of them, I'm gonna hand out a second one.
Go ahead.
So Disney. So that's why I thought you was gonna go with your second one. We watched these movies together. We watched both Soul and Wonder Woman 1984. So I'm gonna give away whatever I need to give away to explain why this movie was horrible.
All right.
Everything about the movie was good except it shouldn't have been animation in no way, shape, form, or fashion. It's not cute. It wasn't kiddie. It wasn't funny. So make it a non-animation. I don't know what you're supposed to call that. Live action feature, whatever. Make it live action. And I'm still confused on how come it's Jamie Foxx's voice, but the actor looks like Courtney B. Vance. Like the animation looks like I don't know, man. It just did something wasn't right. It was a good movie and a bad animation movie. So I guess I'm gonna give it a D-. But for all the hype, I guess what makes it worse for me is people out there, my people. Oh, it's the greatest movie of all time. Man, look, I love y'all. I love y'all black people. We cool. But Soul ain't even close to the best.
You know what it was? The more I think about that movie, it was Heaven Can Wait. Did you ever see that movie?
Yes.
They've redone it 3 times. Once in the 70s with Warren Beatty, and then Chris Rock did another version of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was
that was good. That was good. I do like that. Down to Earth, Chris Rock. I like
Down
that.
to Earth.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
It's the same, almost the same movie.
Now, when you say that, I gotta get a movie a F+. Because it wasn't better than Down to Earth, which is what I said. It's better as a live action feature as opposed to an animation. But now you're telling me, I'm like, yeah, it is Heaven Can Wait, but it's the same joint. It's the same joint. Oh man, I got to get off of here and just go scream outside. That was
our Christmas day, hanging out, watching a couple movies and watching some basketball and hanging out with the boys. All right. So you got anything for Ray's Rumination?
Ray's Rumination. Finally, somebody listens to me.
What happened?
The University of Texas fired Tom Herman yesterday. Hey, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, man. Amen. Then the university went out and hired Steve Sarkisian. Guess what I started today?
What?
FireSteveSarkisian.com. He is not the man to lead Texas. First of all, Steve, congratulations. It's an opportunity. But let me tell you what we expect here at the great University of Texas. We expect you, one, to beat Oklahoma. Not next year, every damn year. Two, win the Big 12. Not next year, every damn year. Three, in your third year, we expect you to be in the college playoff football. In your fourth year, we expect you to win it. That's it. That's all. If this can't be done, we're going to fire you too. So welcome. In my opinion, you are not the guy for the job. I would like to have had Urban Meyer. We got Urban Meyer money. It was rumored that we was going to fire Tom Herman last year for Urban Meyer. They obviously just didn't get the damn deal done. Like, this job is not like it's not like Alabama. Alabama got a whole lot of money and a whole lot of country boys that just want to give you that money. And here you have all the recruits. You don't even have to go outside of the state of Texas. Just look at the University of Oklahoma's roster. They got 85 dudes on the squad. 60 of them are from Texas. So you have no excuse not to get the damn job done. Yes, I know you only been on the job less than 24 hours, and I'm already tearing you a new asshole. But you need to know and understand that the boosters down there in Austin, they want you to play golf, kiss their butt, tell them how great they are, and still be on the recruiting trip at the same time. Like, it's not a typical NFL coach where you just, all you have to do is win. They want you to do more than win. They want you to go to every last. It's a difficult job. But if you didn't know, now you know. You probably can bag out this deal because we not accepting less. I appreciate the university and the athletic department and the chancellors and the presidents that realized real quick. We fired Charlie Strong after 3 years. I love Charlie, but you got to go, brother. You ain't get the job done. 4 years for Herman. You ain't get the job done. Herman was with us when we had Mac Brown and was winning. Mac Brown, let me apologize to you. Let me apologize to you right now. Yeah, I used to say all the time, 10 wins ain't enough, Mac. Mac, please come back. Why didn't we go steal Mac back from North Carolina like we did in 97? I'm tired, man. I'm tired of losing to Oklahoma, bro. And then I look down the road and I see Texas A&M number 5 in the country, bro. Like, we got to compete with A&M and their SEC conference. And we finna look. Steve, prove to me I'm wrong. You have an opportunity at the greatest football university ever known to mankind. Get it done, dog. Get it done. Alabama ain't got this money or the research. They ain't got what you got. USC ain't got. That's all these people care about here in the great state of Texas. They don't really care about no baseball. They don't care about no damn basketball. None of that. It's all about football. There's 6-year-olds, 210 pounds and 5'10", wanting to come to your university. And all you got to do is win some damn games. And when I say win some, I'm talking 12. That's it. That's all. And that's all I got for Ray's Rumination.
That was a good one. I got to say, though, with that kind of attitude about my coach, I think Duke would have fired Coach K after his first 2 or 3 years. So I'm glad we didn't do that. But
Duke is a private institution who believes in academics. The University of Texas football program athletic budget is not even in the same athletic budget with the rest. They are separate. The University of Texas football makes $100+ million a stinking year. They ain't got nothing to do with the rest of the athletics. They making money. I don't care who you got to pay, coaches, players, TV people, bowl officials. I don't give a damn. We have the money and the resources and the connections to get it done. So 8, 9, 10 wins, that ain't gonna work, bro. It ain't.
Okay. All right. Well, we got you down, man. Sarkisian, you better win. All right. For Dave's dialogue, I got nothing but goodbye to 2020, man. Glad it's over. I know we're still dealing with a 2020 hangover right now. Hopefully, everything's going to be moving up, economy, you know, all that other kind of stuff, just lower COVID cases, everything else, people getting back to work, the whole nine. Just happy New Year to everybody. I'm so glad 2020 is gone. It's been so bad for so many people, and I just hope 2021 is going to be just tons better. And that's it.
All right, and that's the show. And if you like it, don't forget to subscribe and hit like. And if you don't like it, go ahead and hit subscribe and hit like anyway. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. But we really just appreciate you listening to us talk about our life and sports and our life through sports on the internet or your radio or your Bluetooth speakers. We don't do it to be attention seekers. We just two brothers talking about sports, better known to you as
Preachers from the bleachers.
Peace.
These guys.